What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Best Bet show. The boys are back. As always, your host, Matty Chucks, with my co-host, Austin's Props and Alex Caruso. Austin, we'll go to you first. How you feeling today, brother, on this beautiful Monday?
Dude, I'm feeling good. It was a solid Sunday for me. I know you had a great Sunday as well. It was one of those days where I got to spend time with the fam and enjoy football and make money while doing that. So you guys know how it is when you're doing
Can't
family
beat that.
events. When you're doing family events and not winning money, it makes it a little tough. So it's always nice when you double dip. So it was enjoyable nonetheless, and got to sleep in. Now I'm here locked in Monday, and NBA starts tomorrow. So I honestly couldn't be happier. AC, how about you, brother?
Man, I'm one day until NBA. Any day with football is a good day as always, but man, oh man, I cannot wait for NBA. I mean, just from like being able to put out more content, like no one wants baseball content at this point in the year, so to be able to have those days where we have NFL and NBA, you do like 10 write-ups, like it feels like Christmas morning is coming. It's Christmas Eve today and there's football on, so that's a present for me.
Yeah, no, this is the good time. You know, we have November with the Thanksgiving games coming around, and you have the Christmas basketball. Like, this is like, in my opinion, the best sports part of the year. It also gets cold outside, so you got to stay in a little bit, and just nothing that brings you more joy than watching these games. But going back to what Austin was saying about spending time with family, there's nothing worse than being on the wrong side of that when you're going like 0-4 and grandma's trying to talk to you about something. You're just not having it. There's just no better feeling. But if you're 4-0, you can listen to stories all day long.
Let's be honest too. If you're with the girls' side of the fam, there's nothing worse than when it's your fam. Like if I'm looking like an asshole in front of my parents or my siblings, they're like, whatever. They know me, bro. You know what I mean? They grew up with me.
Yeah.
When it's the girls' side and you're with the grandparents or something, and you're just sitting there like, oh, I'm 0-4. It's tough, man.
Like, how you doing? Not good. All right.
Yeah. You gotta have thick skin.
No, absolutely. We got some guys talking in the chat already, but let's go through the games real quick. Sides and totals. We see the Ravens opened at -5, now at -3.5 versus Tampa Bay. Obviously, you have a home dog in Tampa Bay. High total opened at 46. It's now sitting at 49 and 50 on some books. We see the money coming in. Obviously, that's moving the spread, making the Bucks a little bit closer, more to like a 3-point spread, probably towards by the time they kick off. Do you guys agree with that line movement? Where do you guys see this game going from a over-under side standpoint? Austin, I'll start with you.
I'm stoked for this game. I think it's going to be a shootout, high scoring, and I think Tampa Bay is good enough to play Baltimore really close. I think this is a true 3.5 point spread, and I would probably back the Bucks plus 3.5. I think this one ends with within 3 points. I'm super high on this Bucks offense. I'm hoping have they announced Vita Vea yet?
He's in today.
That's big. That's huge for stopping the run, obviously. But I just think this is going to be a really solid game. The Commanders played the Ravens super tough last week. I wouldn't be surprised to see Tampa Bay do the same.
I love that. I don't think that Tampa Bay is going to be able to stop the Ravens. I think that the Ravens are going to get one more stop on defense than the Ravens will. 3.5 and 4. That's a tough one to go. I'm still going to say Ravens on this one. I just think that they're going to be completely unstoppable on offense, and they're going to be able to do just enough on defense. It is still Baker Mayfield, although a breakout season. Mike Evans banged up, Vita Vea banged up, but this is as close of a spread as I think you can get.
Do you lean the over still?
I would still lean the over. I think there's going to be so many. I mean, I think the last 5 of the last 6 Ravens games have gone over when they've played not like the Panthers or like a absolute dog shit team.
Right. I kind of agree. 50 points, bro, is hard to back. It's like, man, that's high scoring, but it feels like this one's setting up to be a high scoring.
Yeah, it feels like 27-24 can be like in that area. I'm so high on Lamar and the Ravens. I think every year I'm such a Lamar truther. I think the Bucks, in order to stay in this game, are going to have to force a turnover or two, whether that's interception or maybe force a fumble. But I do think this game is close down the stretch. I do think the Ravens could be up 6 or 7. Bucks, last minute drive or so. But if they force some turnovers and kind of limit the run, but Derrick Henry's been unstoppable for the Ravens and has really opened up the game so much for them, made it a lot easier. I'm looking at a Derrick Henry longest rush of 16.5 that I've been staring at it all day. And I'm like, he gets 20 plus yarders every single week. I know the Bucks their weakness is the passing game, but it's hard for me to not think that Derrick Henry can just get 120-yard rush here, especially with his rushing yards always high. I'm probably going to stay away, but I just know that I'm going to be eyeing that the whole time. As far as the props go, what is your favorite prop that you bet on today, Austin? We'll start with you again.
Yeah, targeting. I have 3 props today. I have one on the Raven side, one on the Buck side. I'll do the Raven side first because I know you played it as well, and I think AC played a different RB. But I targeted Justice Hill, 15.5 receiving yards. I love buying in on players that came up short 2 weeks in a row where they saw decent snap share, but they just didn't have the opportunity. This feels like one where the opportunity should be there at 15.5 receiving yards. He's still hit in 3 of his 6 games. I think this one has ladder upside. He went for 50 plus in 2 of the games, so I did sprinkle the ladder for 50 plus yards. And it's just one of those spots where if you look, I'll let you go into the running backs, but every single running back, all 6 starting RBs have gone over their receiving line. If this game stays close, it's a shootout, I expect Justice Hill to be impactful. And I also like that Vita Vea is in. That's kind of why I was asking earlier. I feel like he helps stop the run, so maybe we get a little less Derrick Henry. Obviously, Henry's still going to get his 15 to 20 carries, and he's going to be impactful. But I just think if this stays close and the Ravens do have to pass, Justice Hill has a role on this team. I think we'd all agree with that. He's been a good player. And I just think 16 yards is so low for a guy with a 2.5 reception line. And another nugget, I feel like I usually bring one of these to the table. In games where he's caught 3 passes, he's never missed this line being a Raven. So feel pretty good with it.
Yeah, I agree. Alex, I know you're on the other running back here, so you could just go in there as well.
Yeah, I love Derrick Henry in this one. I mean, the biggest reason his line's, I think it's down to 4.5 receiving yards right now.
I saw that.
12 of 13 running backs this year to run 5 routes. That's it. Just 5 pass plays. 12 out of 13 have gone over this line. Henry's over, and I think 85% of his games when he has at least 1 catch or more. Similar to what Austin said, Derrick Henry also went catchless and targetless last week. So I don't see Derrick Henry 2 games in a row not at least getting a target or a catch. Bucks allowing the most receptions per game to running backs. I love Justice Hill. I love Derrick Henry. I just had to side with Derrick Henry because it's like 1 catch.
And he's going to be on the field. Yeah, he's going to be on the field the entire game. I was so tempted right there with UAC. I wanted to play both of them. I didn't ultimately do it yet, but I think they both have the chance.
I have one more nugget, though, for why I probably should have played Justice Hill that I saw after. The Bucks run the 2nd highest rate of zone in the NFL. They run 85% zone. Justice Hill is the highest target per route run rate on the Ravens against zone at 28%. That 28% line, especially with, like you said, with like 2.5 receptions, if he gets 3, he should go over. I think that's an all-day type of play with that target rate.
Yeah, I actually played both. So I put half unit on Henry.
Really?
And I played I'm rooting for both you guys. I really am. That would do wonders for me. Another guy I also picked, I realized how I'm pretty invested in the Ravens receivers today, or Ravens receiving yards. I'm on Zay Flowers receptions at plus money at 5.5. So I kind of need a competitive game here.
Yeah, you need a shootout here. Let's have some offense.
Yeah, but I am on Chase McLaughlin field goals for the Bucks. Every kicker has had the opportunity to go over this line versus the Ravens. It's just a matter if they miss their chances or not. And he's been automatic. He's even 100% on field goals above 50 plus yards. He's 5 of 5 on the year. And also the 6.5 number that I got, you can get 4 extra points in a field goal, or 2 field goals, 1 extra point. And I think it's tough to get touchdowns against this Ravens defense. I do think he has to get 2 field goals to get there, but I played the 6.5 just in case, because I don't think that they only score 6 points and don't get the extra point. So I know Alex played that as well, or I think he played the field goals as well. But overall, this game, we do expect a shootout, and hopefully we get some nice touchdown scores, some nice lotto hits as well. Moving on to the last game, I guess it's the game that starts 45 minutes later. So Chargers and Cardinals. I don't think anyone's going to want to watch this game while the Ravens and Bucks on. I'm going to be completely honest. But it is a close spread, a high enough total at 44.5, which I was expecting a little lower. Chargers defense has been pretty good. The red zone defense has been pretty good. I expect them to run J.K. Dobbins until he can't use those legs anymore. because this Cardinals defense is pretty atrocious at stopping the run game. But there are some spots to pick here. I honestly don't have a bet in that game at all, just because I haven't been able to read the Chargers right all year, in my opinion. So I'm going to stay away from that. But if I did have to pick something, I'm probably picking Dobbins, and then maybe some receivers / tight ends on the Cardinals. But I'll go with you guys there. I know you guys played some props. Austin, what's your favorite prop in that game?
Yeah, I'm kind of with you with the Chargers. Actually, funny enough, I've submitted 85 NFL bets this year, and I have not played one single Chargers prop, which is kind of crazy. I don't know how that have worked out. I just obviously haven't been comfortable a single week this year. I once again do not have a Charger prop, but I do have a tight end on the Cardinal side. I targeted Trey McBride over 48.5 receiving yards. One of those spots where I felt good with it. They have the third highest target share, 2 tight ends allowed. And looking at just the game logs, Brock Bowers went over week 1, Tremble went over week 2, Freiermuth went over week 3. Every tight end that has started this against them have gone over their own receiving yard line. So it's just kind of one of those where McBride's hitting 3 of his 5 games. I feel pretty comfortable with his volume and his role on this team. He has a 5.5 reception line, minus 130 for the over. I feel like if he catches 5 yards, it's not crazy to expect 50 yards receiving from him. So that's where I targeted that one.
No, I agree. I like it.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Alex, what did you have a play? I think you did have a play in this
play of the day.
I've
hit 8 straight plays of the day. This will hopefully be number 9. We're getting to the point that like your friends start to root against you because they're tired of you hyping up that you've hit this many in a row. But James Conner over 10.5 receiving yards is the play today for me. The running back. The Chargers play the second highest rate of too high coverage. They run it about 70% of the time. And running backs this year for the Cardinals have a 22% target rate against too high coverage because that's 2 deep safeties. It leaves a lot of room open down low. And I think that's where James Conner is going to thrive. The line's a little bit smaller because his route share went down a lot last week because he was playing a little bit hurt, but it should be back up to his normal 50% of the routes this week. And with a 22% target rate, I think he needs 2 catches to go over. Every running back 1 has beaten this line this year against the Chargers. So they allowed the least receptions in the league to wide receivers, which means they're going to force a lot to the running back position with James Conner.
I like it. I love my running back receiving yards, so I'm always going to back that. I'm not going to lie. Well, we have what everyone came here for, first touchdown segment, and we're going to have Alex go first, and let's just hope he doesn't do anything corny, but we're going to wait and see what he does. We're going to pick 3. We didn't get the last one, so we're due for this one. One of us is going to hit. Alex, we'll start with you. Who do you got scoring first in one of these games? You have 2 games to choose from. You get to pick.
I'm having the worst. I'm having the best month I've ever had betting on the NFL, but I'm having the worst month of my life betting on first touchdown. So I'm going to take the grilled cheese sandwich today in Derrick Henry first touchdown plus 400. I need something to go through the net. My confidence is so low. So I'm hoping that he can lift me out of the deep water that I'm in right now.
It is. This guy said Derrick Henry easy. I mean,
he's 100% right.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. I actually gave the same sheet of paper to my grandma, had her pick, and she picked the same thing. So,
the fellas haven't hit one in a while when they're sweating them like this.
Yeah, he's gonna hit. So I'm staying away from that game as a whole, and we're gonna move on from Alex's, and we're gonna go. I mean, this isn't really a grilled cheese sandwich, but it's pretty close. We're gonna go J.K. Dobbins, who sounds like an author. We didn't really talk about that. It sounds like not a football player at all. At plus 550, he's going to run it down the Cardinals' throats, score the first touchdown, and I'm going to turn that game off because I have no props or anything in that game, and that's how my night is going to go. So those 2 are scoring first, which leaves no room for Austin's pick, so we could skip past it, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt, and we'll still let him give his spiel on who he thinks is going to score first. So Austin, the floor is yours.
Yeah, just another nugget. AC and Chucks have not hit a first touchdown prop since week 3, either of them.
That's such a lie. I hit week 4.
No, we're tailing here. I've hit 3 of them since then. So
2 of them.
I'm covering us here on the show, and I have the winner for us tonight at plus 1,300. So a lot better odds than the minus 270 and the minus 400 that Chucks gave. We're going Trey McBride. He's getting in the end zone. I don't take tight ends. When I do, they score. Today, Trey McBride gets in the end zone. We do it. When was the last time we got one from you, Chucks? Lazard was week 1.
It was 4 episodes ago. It was week 4.
I think that was a fair claim.
I'm just saying, it was close. It was close. I'm still winning the units wise, just from Lazard saving me on the second week that we did this.
Today's a big one for us.
Yeah, I think Alex can catch up. I think Alex's numbers are so far down on the sheet. I need to kind of let them catch up. So hopefully Derrick Henry can score
for the next few weeks. Just try to
hit eventually.
You know what? If Alex can hit this one, we'll give him a team for next week. He could just pick the team that scores first. And we'll see
team
what happens. No, I'm just kidding. But the props have been smashing from all of us. Obviously, the first touchdown stuff is for fun. But we had a lot of good stuff in here. We've been really, when we talk about these games, I feel like we've had a really good hold on how the outcome has been with how the games have been played. Whether or not, our props have hit at a good rate. But I think overall, when we say over, under, or with like a close game or not, we've been pretty on brand. And before we go, let's talk about our sponsor before we leave. It is DraftKings Pick 6 right here. Our horrible graphic. Play $5, get $50 instantly in Pick 6 credits. I'm on, like, I guess they're leaving me on red in the Flashpicks dev team. I just can't get in to hold anyone over there for a cleaner graphic. But play $5, get $50 in Pick 6 credits. And as always, best of luck on your bets today. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.